Hello everyone. In this lecture, we will understand the concept of circular queues using linked list in data structure. That is how the nodes are inserted and deleted in circular queues. So before starting the video, please subscribe, like and share my channel so that we will continue the series of data structure. Now let us first start with insertion operation in circular queue. So let us start with the algorithm of insertion operation. So first of all, we will check for our queue to be full. For that, we will check the value of rear and front to be equal and also not equal to null. Then we have to just print the statement that our queue is full and we will exit from the loop. Else, we will check for the queue to be empty. So our node will become the first node of the queue and we will point the rear and front pointer to the item node, and we will link the rear pointer to the front pointer to form the circular queue. Else we have to insert our item node at the rear end of the queue. So for linking the item node, we have to first link it to the front node in order to maintain the circular queue, and then we will insert the rear of next to the item node and our item node will become the rear. So in this way we will repeat the step 2 until our queue is either full or some terminating condition is satisfied. Now let us understand diagrammatically how it will work. Now in step 1, the front and rear will both are assigning null value, that is our queue is empty, and we have to insert the item node first onto the circular queue. So for that we'll first link our item node to the front and then our rear will point to the item and our item will now become the rear end. So in this way all the nodes are inserted until our queue is full or some terminating condition is satisfied. So our circular queue will look like this. So we will link the node at the rear end to the front to maintain circular queue. Now let us understand the C programming of insertion operation of circular queue. So in this we will first check for the queue to be full. So for that we will use the if loop and we will check the condition that if rear and front are equal and also they are not equal to null. Then we have to just print the statement queue is full and break from the loop. Else check for the queue to be empty and we will insert the item node as the first node of the queue by linking the rear and front pointer to the item node and linking the item node back to the front node in order to maintain the circular queue. Now if our queue already has some items, then we have to insert our item node at the rear end of the queue. So for that we will first link our item node to the front of the circular queue and then we have to insert it on the rear end of the queue in order to maintain the circular queue. So in this way our insertion operation is performed. Now let us have a look on the output screen of this programming code. Now here the first item to be inserted on the queue is having the value 1 and the last one is having the value 4. Now next we will understand the deletion operation in circular queues and its algorithm and programming code. Now let us understand the algorithm for deletion operation. So before starting it, please like, share and subscribe my channel for getting more informative videos on data structure in the coming up series. Now here is the algorithm for deleting items from the circular queue. For that we have to first check our queue is empty. That is, if rear and front are both equal and having the value null, then print the statement that queue is empty and exit from the loop. Else we have to delete an item. Here first we check for the condition that the node to be deleted is the only node on the queue. Then we have to assign both the rear and front to be value 1 and free our node from the queue. Else we have to delete it from the front end of the circular queue. So for that we will first link our temp pointer to the node at the front end, and then we will update our front next to its next node, and at the same time we have to increment our rear node or the rear pointer to the front of next node in order to maintain the circular queue order. And then we have to free the item node which have to be deleted from the queue, and we have to repeat the else part till all the elements or the items are deleted or some terminating condition is satisfied for deleting the items from the circular queue. Now let us diagrammatically understand the deletion algorithm. So for that we will first connect our item pointer to the node at the front pointer of the circular queue, and at simultaneously we will update the rear and front pointer to the node present at the next of the front node, and then we have to release our item node, that is the one value from the circular queue. So in this way the process or the step is repeated until the queue is empty or some terminating condition is satisfied. Now let us have a look on the programming code of circular queue. Now in this function we will first check for our circular queue to be empty. Now if it is empty, that is our front and rear are both having the value null, then we have to just print the statement and exit from the loop. Else we have to delete our node from the front end of the circular queue. That is, we will first check for the condition if front is equal to rear, then our item node is the only node and we have to delete it from the circular queue. Else we have to delete the node at the front end of the queue. For that we will first link the item pointer to the front node and then update the rear and front pointer to the node next to the front node, and then print the data item and free it from the memory. In this way the nodes are deleted from the circular queue. So here is the output screen of the delete function. The first item node, that is 1, is deleted first, and the last item node, that is 4, is deleted at the end. Hope this lecture is very useful and informative to all of you to understanding the concept of circular queue using linked list. Please like, share and subscribe my channel, and if you have any query regarding this concept, please drop it in comment section box. So in the upcoming video we will cover the concept of singly linked list.